For the first time in over a decade, I went back and played WWE 12's Road to WrestleMania mode. This is a mode that I remembered being filled with absolutely crazy storylines and angles and some of the most CTE-inducing moments we've ever seen in a wrestling game, but once I actually went back and played it again, this mode was even more insane than I remembered. So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the insane stories of WWE 12's Road to WrestleMania. So once you enter the mode for the first time, the first person you're introduced to is John Cena, the face of the company, the franchise, the man who was carrying the WWE at the time. You see him getting ready for a match, you see his world title, the anticipation is building, and predictably so, you become John Cena. You begin making your way to the ring for your match, you're walking backstage, you're chit-chatting with security, you pass by Big Show who was casually assaulting Jack Swagger, you're living the life you're superstar John Cena. So you're about to make your entrance, the little Jimmies are screaming, they're going crazy, the beat drops, and there you go, pew pew pew. The pyro goes off. Cena has never had that much pyro in his life, but whatever, screw it. Tonight is special. It's Monday Night Raw, right? The crowd is going crazy. Everyone's loving it. You're having the time of your life. What a beautiful way to start Road to WrestleMania, and boom. Snap back to reality. Down goes Cena. Down goes the cameraman. And you realize real quick, you aren't here to be John Cena. Nah. This isn't some basic story mode. You're here to be the villain, fella. You're here to be Sheamus and take over the damn industry. You go out there as Sheamus and beat the hell out of Cena. Suplexes, Irish Curse, more suplexes, DDT, the world is yours. From being Cena 1 second to literally killing them at the next second, you proceed to take Cena and throw his orange ass off the stage through a table in a bump so brutal you 100% broke his back. After tossing the world title on his dead body and dancing on his grave, it's time to begin your road to WrestleMania with Sheamus. The first story in this mode is one of the most memorable and unique storylines we've ever had in any wrestling game, and what makes this one so special, other than the amazing intro that you would have thought Christopher Nolan directed, it's all centered around the most random cast of characters you could possibly imagine. As Sheamus, you go on to destroy the entire roster. Raw, SmackDown, it doesn't matter. You basically become Prime Hulk Hogan up in here. 3 men are roasting you on the stage, it's fine, you just go up there and beef them all. You're so overpowered, you're such a beast. At one point you're beating up this man in front of his boys, and Miz is literally standing there shaking in his boots at the power of Sheamus Mania. As the weeks go on, you find yourself on Team Raw as you're gonna have a match at Bragging Rights against Team SmackDown, so you align yourself with other citizens of the United Kingdom who are also going to be on Raw, who just happen to be the oiliest idiots on the roster. I just know Randy Orton was jealous in the back. But before Bragging Rights, you find out the winner between the SmackDown and Raw match. The winning team's members will all get title shots, which of course is what you want, which is why you paralyzed John Cena in the intro. And once you find that out, William Regal tells you,
"Talk later, I have an idea."
So you get to Bragging Rights live on pay-per-view, and you have this epic 7v7 clash of SmackDown versus Raw, and in the match, of course, you as Sheamus, you do your thing and dominate, and so does Big Show because he was actually promised a burrito instead of a title shot, so he decided to just go nuts. People get eliminated left and right. Randy at one point gets a little too amped after hitting a power slam and just... Nice one, Randy, and he reacts in the most Randy Orton way possible.
"Stupid ref, what are you doing?"
Triple H gets eliminated early in a huge surprise. I thought he was going to book himself to go over huge, but hey, I guess not. It's a new era. You know what? Maybe Triple H is in his giving era. But the match ends in a twist where Sheamus and Wade Barrett, even though they're on separate teams, link up and destroy Swagger and Edge. Screw SmackDown, screw Raw, William Regal and Drew McIntyre come back out, and a new faction is formed, the United Kingdom. Definitely not the cast of characters anyone expected to play in this mode as, but this is where things get fun. So now the goal becomes running back a tag match and getting everyone in the United Kingdom title shots, because technically these idiots, even though they destroyed everyone in the Bragging Rights match, they didn't pin anyone to win the match. Good job, Sheamus. At least get the pinfall if you're gonna put all this effort in. But whatever, that shouldn't be too hard. Sheamus is on Demon Time, the UK is pretty talented, Big Show sits on you. What is wrong with this guy? But okay, despite the minor setback, you start beating up everyone backstage, just running around looking for anyone and everyone to assault, and you eventually do get revenge on the Big Show for sitting on you by breaking his damn hand with a car door. You're literally walking around at this point like you're Pac. We get to Survivor Series, and the United Kingdom, thanks to yourself, win the match, and as a result, every single member of the faction gets a title shot, even the most useless member. And this is where everything slowly gets crazy. So now you have your title shot, and remember the orange mascot you killed in the beginning? Well, yeah, he's still kind of alive and wants his revenge, and you kind of want his world title. So it's all gearing up for an epic clash between the two of you. But before that, you end up winning the US title. Poor Kofi Kingston gets absolutely destroyed on a random episode of Raw, and you declare that the US title is now the European title. And life is just good in the UK. Your boys help you out when you need help. When they need help, you're right there to help them out too. The team chemistry is at 100, so much so that Wade Barrett starts giving you very zesty looks during your entrance. Okay, Wade? But we get to TLC and it's time for the big showdown. After months of hype, it's time for John Cena versus Sheamus for the world title. It's the face of the company versus the biggest demon in the company, and bodies were broken, tables were destroyed for a solid 50 minutes, and at the end, you do a high cross and just send this guy flying out of the ring. No cushion, no one to break or anything to break his fall, just pure savagery. And guess what? He doesn't move an inch after that, which makes sense. And not only do you become the WWE champion and already US champion, at that moment the United Kingdom has all the gold in the company. What a time to be alive. So now that you have all the gold in the company, you begin to run rampant on the roster. Arn Anderson even comes back from retirement to stop your crew, and of course you proceed to beat his ass. And at the Royal Rumble, it's the rematch. It's Sheamus versus Cena for the world title one more time, but this time Cena has Arn Anderson by his side to help with any shenanigans you might do. And this is where the storyline just gets rowdy. So the show starts and the pyro goes off, and you don't just jump into your world title match as you usually do. Nah. Instead, all you see is Triple H has just won the Rumble, right? And Sheamus, who doesn't give a about his match, he's not concerned about John Cena whatsoever, walks into the ring like a Karen walking to a store 5 minutes before closing, and goes out there and proceeds to beat the living hell out of Triple H. Yo, at this point, Triple H has done nothing to you. For all we know, he could possibly challenge Wade Barrett for the title, but nah, doesn't matter. You destroyed Triple H for minutes and minutes on end. Just keep hitting him with anything and everything. It goes on forever. The poor guy just survived a whole Rumble match, and his downfall was this pale ginger. After like 5 minutes of you doing this to Triple H, Cena's music finally hits to save the day, and it instantly jumps to your match, which obviously ends up being no problem whatsoever, because turns out Arn Anderson is a UK sympathizer. Yeah, the 54-year-old man from Atlanta, Georgia, who's looked 50 for his entire life, who you beat up for weeks and weeks on end leading up to the match, turns out was on your side the whole time. I don't know, he must love English muffins or something. It is a very strange midlife crisis, but he helped you retain the title, 200 IQ plan, and the next night after the Rumble, you see Arn backstage. He's on the phone trying to talk to Cody Rhodes for some reason.
I said I need to talk to Cody. Oh, hey champ.
Now, why would anyone want to talk to Cody Rhodes back in 2012? I don't know, but you dap him up and thank him for his services, and now you gotta prepare for the Elimination Chamber, and this is where everything falls apart for the beloved United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is about to get clapped like it's 1781 all over again. So you and Wade are both supposed to defend your titles in the chamber match, right? And you do your part in helping Wade by getting William Regal in his match to help him retain. Sadly though, Wade Barrett messes up and is unable to get Drew McIntyre in your match. You notice this and your trust of Wade goes all the way down. So even though your crew injures Del Rio and is able to get Drew into your match, it was a little too late to say sorry. At the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, after Barrett retains his title, Wade Barrett gets excommunicated from the faction. Straight into the glass he goes, all because of a simple mistake that he actually ended up fixing. But yo, at this point, you're in your prime Hulk Hogan paranoid, I can't trust anyone mode, brother. You knew something was up ever since Wade started looking at you funky during that one entrance, so you got rid of him, and now he's not your problem anymore. So you walk into your chamber match and you put in work, right? You go out there like the savage you are, and everyone in sight is getting eliminated. You're so in the zone that you don't even let Cena get a damn pinfall. You're literally out here stealing pinfalls for no reason. I guess you gotta assert dominance. It's the Sheamus show, plain and simple, and the best part is you still have Drew there just in case to help you out, and he holds it down for you and he eliminates John Cena. But Wade Barrett, who somehow got under the Elimination Chamber, apparently crawled in there like a little rat after he destroyed him. He pulls up with an ambush like it's the Vietnam War or something, and he legit lays you out with the chamber floor and proceeds to have the most useless member of the faction, Mr. What Does He Even Do, become champion. Just like that, you have lost it all, and you have nobody to blame but yourself. And I think you know where this is going. Sheamus has lost it all and he's gone full Mad King mode. All the gold is still technically with the United Kingdom, and even though you all hate each other, it's all leading to the most cracked out WrestleMania main event you can imagine. WWE 12 presents Sheamus versus Wade Barrett versus William Regal versus Drew McIntyre for every single championship in the WWE. Yes, even the tag belt. The most random cast of characters, the most absurd turn of events, the most random storyline, but what a road to WrestleMania, and it's time for the main event. As expected, you go in there and destroy everyone. Everyone is getting tossed left and right, upside down. The first person eliminated is of course the person you had an alliance with. You even end up running around backstage like a maniac. At one point you pass by Big Show, who was having stomach pains, and you just know he's about to destroy the washroom. Wade Barrett is all, I called an ambulance, but not for me. But despite the ambush, this was only gonna end one way. You end up on the WrestleMania stage, and the whole story started by you throwing someone off the stage. And it's only right that it ends like that. You take Wade Barrett, and yo, this poor guy gets sent flying in the air. Look at the airtime, and boom, through a spotlight, 1, 2, 3, it's over. Sheamus against all odds, and one of the most insane, random, but awesome stories we've ever seen in any wrestling video game, kills all of his friends and wins the main event of WrestleMania and becomes the champion. Which champion? All of them, every champion. He's out there standing on the stage, he's getting cemented, and he's just holding every single belt the company has to offer, and it's like this great moment, right? Like the boyhood dream has come true, to say the least, and just the visual of Sheamus with all those belts, it's absurd, and it's hilarious. And all in all, it is such a great ending for Sheamus. Until this happens.
This is impossible. Time to play it here.
Triple H pulls up with his shovel, and ladies and gentlemen, it's time to live out Triple H's biggest fantasy. Did you really think Triple H was just gonna let that slide, Sheamus? Did you really think Triple H was in his giving era? Nah, the game always goes over. See, usually Road to WrestleMania ended when you got to WrestleMania, but nah, not this time. Sheamus is running for his life, he's crawling away, he's literally offering to give you the title, but nah, you're controlling Triple H now, so you gotta make sure you take what's yours the hard way. Pedigree in the ring, 1, 2, 3, Triple H becomes the WWE champion to close off WrestleMania, and as we say goodbye to Sheamus, it's time for Act 2. It's time to play the game.
Wow, what a WrestleMania! Kane is in the building.
Triple H's story arc in the Road to WrestleMania is very interesting. In the beginning, it's a pretty normal, pretty pedestrian, you're the champion, the Miz is being annoying type of storyline. You know, he says he's the real King of Kings, blah blah blah, whatever. But that's where this mode shines. When you think it's becoming just a simple story mode like every other game, they go crazy. You end up in a steel cage match against the Miz, which of course you tweak in. You bring the pain and you're easily gonna win the match until the Goon Squad pulls up. Ziggler and Swagger pull up, and before you know, you're getting handcuffed to the steel cage. Miz has a chair in the ring, and it was time for 50 Shades of the game. Triple H goes all, hit me, which I don't think was the smartest thing to do, because Miz obviously hits you, but he doesn't just hit you once or twice. No, he makes sure he destroys you. He makes sure that you get your leg torn up like it's 2001 all over again. But it's like, okay, it's fine, right? You'll be injured for a while. It's probably just a little gimmick. Maybe the next match you'll be limping a little bit, whatever. And then all you see on the screen is 11 months later. Wait, what? And yeah, they fast forward to the next year's WrestleMania. Miz is in the main event against Randy Orton in a tables match, and all you hear is, time to play the game. Apparently, Triple H has a WrestleMania return surprise fetish or something that needs to be studied in here. He crashes the main event again, back-to-back years. Miz gets clapped. Randy Orton, who's done nothing, he gets clapped, and Triple H is back in the cut, and it's a scary sight. Not only do you crash the WrestleMania main event 2 years in a row, after making your return, you pull up on SmackDown, and we get like the strangest yet the most awesome sequence I have ever seen in a wrestling game. Honestly, the only explanation I can have for these actions is Triple H had to have been perked up like Perk Angle. This man had to have been on something. You're back on SmackDown, and you walk into your locker room and you start tripping out. You feel like maybe this return isn't it, maybe you're washed, it's been 11 months, you know, whatever. So you call your friend Kevin Nash to get some motivation, which is fine, totally normal, totally fine. Turns out you're so cracked out, you don't even notice that your boy is right beside you, and boom, you get jackknifed in your locker room. But you're so far gone, you basically no-sell it, you get up, let out a scream, open the door. For some reason, your theme song starts playing, I'm not making this up, and you just start beating up Dolph Ziggler. What is wrong with you? Yo, it makes no sense whatsoever. I have no idea what went down, why this happened. Was it a delusion? Was it real? But Perk H is just off the radar right now. And meanwhile on SmackDown, poor Chavo Guerrero and Ezekiel Jackson are finally getting TV time. It's probably their first televised match in years, and you just go out there and beat their ass for absolutely no reason. I don't know. I don't know what's happening, but respect, Triple H, respect. But the Triple H story goes on, and honestly, out of the 3 stories that are told here, it's definitely my least favorite one. That's not because it's bad or anything, it's not because it's lesser quality, I would say. It's just that the other 2 are so crazy and unique and just so damn awesome that they're the 2 that really stand out. But that's not to say that this storyline doesn't have some hilarious moments. I mean, the main story is Triple H trying to get his title back, and his main op is The Miz. The Miz. You know the shenanigans are gonna pop off with The Miz.
Watch it! No, Ziggler through the table!
One of the most legendary moments here was when The Miz was trying to crush you at a pay-per-view with the world's largest steel steps while you're handcuffed in the ring, but luckily Randy saves you, and the giant steel steps, which are bigger than his body, land on his legs, and he's just stuck under there, and that's really how the pay-per-view ends.
Get it off me!
Yeah, the pay-per-view ends with The Miz possibly getting paralyzed and screaming, and come to find out on SmackDown, The Miz pulls up in a wheelchair like he's prime Stephen Hawking, and just like Angle in 04, Miz becomes a SmackDown general manager, and he does whatever he can to ruin your life on SmackDown. So it's just months of Miz tweaking in his wheelchair. You have backstage fights against the entire roster. Whenever you're close to getting the title, something happens. Edge joins Miz's crew as well, and he becomes champion. At one point, R-Truth literally sacrifices his body just for no reason to make sure you don't win the title, and no one even bothers to check on him. Like, he's just there dead, and Edge and Kane are just celebrating, and nobody cares about him. Eventually, the 2 buffoons have their own matching wheelchairs. You try winning Money in the Bank to guarantee yourself a title shot, but of course, it turns out The Miz can walk the whole time, and he helps R-Truth win. So you just get so tired of all this clownery, all these buffoons running around. It's literally a zoo there that you just walk into the ring and demand a title match.
Give me a match at SummerSlam, or I'll just end your career right here.
What are you gonna do, huh? Hit a guy in a wheelchair?
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Literally the definition of this meme. So under the threat of a sledgehammer, Miz makes the match, and the Triple H story arc ends with a fatal 4-way match for the WWE title at SummerSlam. And what makes the final match so awesome is 1, Miz makes his entrance as a King of Kings like it's WrestleMania 22. Just look at his face. 2, the last 5 minutes or so of this match end up taking place by the entrance stage right by the throne. So as Miz is downed and waiting to get revived, you go out there and wipe out the entire squad. You grab the Miz and boom, send him flying off the stage, and Triple H, after committing more war crimes than you can imagine, finally sits on the throne, and you end the story as WWE champion, and you tell the world that it was your last match and retire. You leave the belt on the throne, walk backstage, and it fades to black, and it was the end of the Outsider story. And honestly, it's a really cool ending that I feel like if they did this in real life for someone like Triple H or someone else of his caliber, it would have been a really sweet ending and a really awesome way to retire. So, you know, can't hate on that. But yeah, 2 really fun, 2 really unique stories. One with a cast of characters, like I said, nobody would ever expect, and one with Triple H. Countless moments that make you pop, and just so many shenanigans placed all over. And if the mode ended right here, it would have been a 10 out of 10. You have a road to WrestleMania, you have a road to SummerSlam basically, and in my opinion, it was already a 10 out of 10. But there was still one more story here, and they definitely saved the best for last. It's time to end it all off with the hero story. 2 months later flashes on the screen, and you're taken to a character selection screen, and it's time for you to make your own custom character by the name of Jacob Cass for the final story, the hero story. So I spent like 20 minutes creating my character, and I was all excited. I made him look like as much of a 2011 indie darling as possible. I started the mode, pyro went off. It was time for the debut of Jacob Cass, and my guy transformed to Johnny Sins. Bro, Johnny Sins really does do everything. So I recreate Jacob, and this time he actually has clothes on, and we're back on track. And in the beginning, it's like every other rookie wrestling storyline. It's all, you don't belong here, you ain't tough enough, but you obviously stand up for yourself and do what you can. You win a few matches, you do your thing, you prove you are tough enough, but everything gets cooked on an episode of Raw when you have a simple match against Justin Gabriel. The match is going fine, everything is good, and then you go for a simple springboard, but you slip on the ropes and fall in the ring, and you just get destroyed. Out of nowhere, Michael Cole gets a call and announces to the world on TV, to everyone in attendance, that things have gotten so much out of control that a new general manager will be appointed at Survivor Series. So basically, you messed up one springboard and it was so bad that the whole administrative regime is about to change. A nice one, kid. So at Survivor Series, after you win your match, you get attacked by who else? Wade Barrett. Yep, he's still alive. And out comes a new general manager to save the day. None other than Kevin Nash. This time he doesn't teleport springboard, he actually makes his entrance, he comes to save the day, and let's just say once he's introduced into the story, business starts picking up. So what makes the storyline so special? Well, because it's not the typical rookie storyline that I was talking about before. It's not about you trying to become champion and beat the odds and become a top superstar. No, this isn't 2K career mode. Your rookie storyline becomes a WCW invasion. Yeah, Kevin Nash becomes GM and the floodgates open. Arn Anderson is back, Animal from the Road Warriors is back, Vader pulls up, and you're just getting their clap by these WCW legends every single week. One of the most intriguing, unique, and fun storylines we've ever got, because this wasn't just legends coming back and you have a match. This wasn't just some minor chapter in a larger story. This was the story. Light-skinned Booker T made his debut to the world and attacks you on Raw, and it just got wilder and wilder every single week, and they go so far. There's so much attention to detail here, there was so much love put into the story mode that they have Kevin Nash change the December pay-per-view to Clash of Champions, full with WCW graphics and branding and all, and before you know it, you're a rookie wrestling in WCW in 2013 at this point? It gets nuts because, as you would expect, it becomes a real hostile takeover. You're getting clapped, Rey Mysterio is getting clapped, John Cena is getting clapped, the whole company is getting clapped.
Shut up, kid, and start swinging.
So you try to stick together with their company men and start an alliance to save the company. Randy gets involved and he's just fiending to punch someone, but it gets so cooked. Because at the Rumble, which was for the vacant world title, Big Show turns heel for the 800th time of his career and joins WCW. And who's with him? Is that Cody Rhodes? Is that no knee pad Rhodes? Yes, Cody Rhodes and Big Show join WCW, throw you out of the Rumble, and spray paint WCW over the world title. The invasion is now, it's definitely in full force, and they're taking over, and then it hits you. So that's why Arn Anderson was calling Cody Rhodes all the way back in the first storyline. This was being planned for years behind everyone's back. The WCW guys just become straight up savages. I mean, just look what they did to the poor Undertaker. Taker was just chilling in the back, and next thing you know, he's stumbling out like Jeff Hardy at Victory Road 2011. I don't know what the hell Kevin Nash told these idiots, but they were legit down to die for the WCW cause and kill for the cause. Big Show out here was crashing out, risking his life to break Randy Orton's legs.
One of these legends back to the 80s. God, grief! Big Show, like a locomotive, just drove Orton right through the stairs. Oh, and Randy Orton isn't moving.
Like, yo, what the hell was this? I hear like Ray Lewis in his prime ready to catch a body, and then there's Jerry Lawler just saying, oh, he's not moving. Yeah, gee, thanks, Jerry. I wonder why. Yo, poor Rey Mysterio, the most abused man in wrestling history, got tossed from the ring to the outside of the ring through the announce table. Yo, nobody was safe, everybody was getting clapped, and you thought the first two storylines were crazy, but the third one, it became a legit Michael Bay movie. The only thing missing were explosions everywhere. Triple H came back from retirement to help fight off the invaders, but it doesn't matter because in the most Vince Russo way possible, Rey Mysterio, who we just saw die by the way, just pops out of the Elimination Chamber. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know what kind of black magic he's on, and he turns on the WWE and joins the WCW gang. And I swear, my jaw was on the floor. Not only did they have Rey Mysterio turn heel on his company, they also had Rey Mysterio and Kevin Nash recreate the finger poke of doom in a video game. Like, yo, if this isn't the greatest story mode in wrestling video game history, I don't know what is. You as Jacob Cass, you're just out here getting clapped every single week, but you know, you still do your thing, you're still fighting. Hey, at least you have a banger theme song, and everything comes to an end at WrestleMania. We thought the first main event for All the Gold was wild in the first storyline. Now it was a tag team match for the control of the company, the control of the industry. You and Triple H versus Rey Mysterio and Nash. If WCW wins, then Raw gets rebranded to Nitro, and it's officially WCW. What a road to WrestleMania this has been, and it all comes to end here with you defeating the evil WCW one last time on the grandest stage of them all. Until you go for a springboard again, and boom. Again, with the springboard, you fail once again, you get absolutely nailed, and 1, 2, 3, Road to WrestleMania ends with you losing at WrestleMania to Mysterio and Nash and losing control of the company. Wait, what? Yep, no restart, no DQ, no run it back turbo, it's over, Johnny. Kevin Nash gets out the spray paint, and after 10 hours of gameplay of you sitting here and playing this mode, it ends with Kevin Nash spraying Nitro to close off WrestleMania, and the credits hit, and that's it. That's how Road to WrestleMania ends, WCW finally winning the war 12 years later. It fades to black, the credits hit, and it's over.
Surprise! That's right, you aren't in the wrong decade. Monday Night Raw is no more. Tonight is a triumphant return of Monday Nitro.
But nah, we can't go out like that, yo. I don't know what it was. THQ and Ukes were just in their bag when they made this. We really need to cement this as the best story mode of all time, so guess what? We have an epilogue. Road to WrestleMania doesn't end at WrestleMania. There's one more pay-per-view you need to play. WCW Nitro is back, Raw is no more, the WWE at this point is no more, and Triple H comes out one more time and doubles down. He wants one more shot for all the marbles, and he wants to assemble his own team and take on WCW's team for control. And Kevin Nash agrees, but says it will take place in WCW's backyard. It will take place at WCW Starrcade in a 7v7 Hell in a Cell elimination match. And when I tell you that the last match here is the most hyped thing I've ever played in a wrestling game, I'm not lying. It's Starrcade, it's WCW versus WWE, and Triple H legit assembles the Avengers for real this time. Yo, the homies at Ukes and THQ did Endgame before the MCU ever thought about it, and we get the most hectic match you could imagine to end it all. This match, to end the road to WrestleMania, is up to 45 minutes long, and for me it took me a solid 40 minutes to complete this. Destruction, mayhem, twists and turns, and it all ends with the homie Jacob Cass, you, the GOAT, the legend, on top of the Hell in a Cell, fighting for the company. It's you and Kevin Nash, you're trying to save the company, trying to redeem yourself for WrestleMania. At least this time there's no ring, there's no rope for you to springboard off, so you should be good. And you as Jacob Cass go straight YOLO mode, and just when you thought you'd seen it all,
Oh no! Oh my gosh, King!
the ring is broken, the cell is broken, you're broken, and you have murdered Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash does not move, he looks like he's dead, he really is dead, and the referee calls for the bell, and you've officially clutched it for the WWE. After 10 long hours, it comes to an end with you as Jacob Cass coming clutch, saving the company, and putting an end to the evil invasion. What started off as a simple storyline of you being some NXT rookie ends up here. It's some next endgame scenario, universe, fate of the universe on the line. I want Iguodala. Wait, what? You get a really cool cutscene to end the mode. WCW goes down one more time. You celebrate with Cena and Triple H. Pyro goes off, and to end it, Taker does his pose, and the mode is officially over. The credits hit for real this time, and after 10 plus hours, the road to WrestleMania is complete. And I was just sitting there like, yo, what the hell did I just play? After betrayals, after a man winning every single title in the company, after WrestleMania main event being crashed, the delusions, wheelchairs, wrestlers committing war crimes various times, invasions, Rey Mysterio turning heel, WCW coming back, WrestleMania ending with Nitro being sprayed all over the ring to a 7v7 Hell in a Cell elimination match at Starrcade, it's over. In the beginning of the video, I said that this mode was even more insane than I remembered. I wasn't joking. It's a mode that is so crazy, so unique, it's so out there, but just so damn fun. A mode that has never been topped since, and honestly, it probably never will be. Yeah, we live in a world where wrestling video game like career modes and story modes are so watered down, they're so generic, and at this point, we're just happy when they're decent at this point. But this was just next level. The amount of detail they put in here, the amount they cared, the amount of love you can see just all over the story mode, it's a beautiful thing. It is crazy to me that this is 13 years old, but hey, it's just special. WWE 12's Road to WrestleMania was straight up insane. Yo, it was awesome. In the comments down below, let me know any memories you have of playing this mode, your initial reactions back in the day when you first played it, or if this is new to you, what do you think? I had a blast going back and playing this, but now I'm just here with the sadness because like 13 years later, nothing has come close to this and probably ever will. But hey, at least we grew up on this. What a time it was to be alive. That's your boy Pav, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.